Hey, welcome to your 30-minute stretch. So you've probably had a bit of a workout today or not. It doesn't matter. We're going to do a full body stretch, so let's get straight into it. So come sitting, if this is comfortable, just kneeling. If you can, little challenge, tuck the toes under and sit on the heels. So we're going to stretch out the toes. If it's easy, then just stay here. If you want to make it a little bit harder, then just lean back as we do this. So I'm going to tuck my toes under and I'm going to lean back here. Now we're just going to fold the fingers around the thumb, so like so, and then a little nerve stretch here. So we're going to roll the wrists out, tuck chin to chest, keep rolling the wrists away from you, and then all the way back. Lift the chest, roll the shoulders, so depression of the shoulders, and slightly looking up. So as we inhale, we roll the wrists down, shoulders come forward, tuck chin to chest, and then on the exhale, we come all the way back around, rolling out slowly, and release, chest up. A couple more times like that. So thumb under, fingers around, as we roll the shoulders forward, the wrists up, flat palms are starting to face towards the ceiling, and then all the way back. Last one. Toes are tucked under, feeling nice stretch in the toes. Tuck the thumbs under. Inhale, chin to chest, roll all the way around. Give those wrists a really nice stretch. Try and push the fingers away from you, and then inhale all the way back up. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. If your toes are okay there, keep them there. Otherwise, untuck the toes. I'm going to keep them tucked. If you can, stay with me. Interlace the fingers behind. Lift the chest. Squeeze the palms together if you can here. Lift up. And then exhale, release, coming down. Once more. Inhale, come all the way up. Interlace the other way if you can. Other thumb comes over the top. Lift the chest, squeeze the triceps, squeeze the palms together, and then exhale, come all the way back. Excellent. So last time we did cat-cow. This time, before we do that, we're going to spread the fingers. Keep the toes tucked under here. If you need to, just hit your toes to give them a little bit of a wake up. And then we're just going to come around as if you're in a barrel. And I want you to come all the way forward, all the way to one side. Don't worry about what this looks like. All the way to the back, and then all the way around. I like to close my eyes here and just come into a really nice stretch. Just notice how the body feels. And see if you can stretch into any little part that's feeling a little bit tight. Keep coming all the way around. So imagine your body's in a barrel and you're trying to touch all sides of the barrel here. Trying to really just stop and breathe into any little tight parts. Coming all the way around. And then when you're ready, we're going to go back in the other direction. So remember, we're stretching our wrists out here too. So we're coming forward, feeling all the weight going into the wrists, the hands, all the way over to the right shoulder, stretching the back. Coming all the way back to the heels, lower back. And once more, nice and slowly, all the way around. Notice the breath, nice and slow, in and out through the nose. And then when you get back to neutral position, let's do a couple of cat-cows. So spreading the fingers, inhale, let the chest go forward, roll the shoulders back, lift the buttocks to the sky. And then on the exhale, push the hands really hard into the ground here. Tuck chin to chest, round the upper back to the ceiling. And then inhale. So we're doing a big anterior tilt here, lifting the bum up towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, we're posterior tilting, rounding the upper back as much as you can. Once more here. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Feel the lats pulling down towards your buttocks. And then on the exhale, push hands into the mat. And release. We're going to come in to thread the needle. So we take the left hand to the middle of the mat, just in line with your eyes. Inhale, lift the right hand up to the sky. And then on the exhale, twist, right arm goes through. And then this might be enough of a stretch. If not, let the shoulder go all the way down. Right ear goes to the mat. Left arm up to the sky. So I'm just going to show you from this angle. So we've got the right shoulder down, right ear on the ground, left arm up to the sky. And if you can here, you might take the hand around the other way, all the way down the back, and hold on to your right hip. So you'll see that I'm grabbing onto my right hip here, just for a little bit of an extra stretch. See how my left shoulder wants to come forward? If you can, pull it all the way back for a really nice stretch. Deep breath as you look up to the ceiling, no tension in the neck. A couple of deep breaths in and out through the nose. And then when you're ready, that right arm goes back up to the ceiling, so the left arm, back up to the ceiling, all the way back down. And we do the other side, so left hand comes in front, inhale, exhale and switch hands. This time, right hand's down on the ground. Inhale the left arm up, get a nice twist here, keep your hips stable. And then on the exhale, tuck that left arm all the way through. Maybe just to here, if you can and it feels all right, take your left shoulder down to the ground, left ear to the ground, and lift up. Once again, if you can, you take that hand and you grab hold of your inner thigh, and then roll the right shoulder back. And a couple of deep breaths in and out. And then when you're ready, that hand goes up to the ceiling and down to the ground. The other arm, inhale up and then exhale back to your cat-cow neutral position. Excellent. We're going to do another similar exercise, but it's actually slightly different. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the chin to the chest. The left arm just goes through like we're threading the needle, but this time keep the chin on the chest, and if you can, start to look up to the ceiling. This right hand is like in a push-up position as we really stretch out the back of the neck. Should feel really nice. Keep that chin tucked in, and even bring that hand further towards the buttocks. So you're getting a really nice stretch in the upper thoracic, the upper back. Deep breath here, in and out. And then all the way back. So this one should feel really nice. Take that left arm through. Remember, take it on a bit of an angle, and then really keep the chin tucked in as you take your head. I'm going to show you from this angle. Coming down, keep the chin tucked in, and then a little bit of weight onto the neck, not too much. Use this left hand to support you. Look up to the ceiling. Deep breath, in and out. And then come all the way back to your neutral position. From here, we're going to start stretching out a bit more of the upper back and the chest and arms. So let's come down to a lying position. So coming down here, I'm going to come into cobra. So be quite mindful here. You don't want to overstretch your back. So option one, we're just going to come down and let the hands hover off the ground just slightly. So hands are hovering just slightly off the ground. And we're going to take the elbows back towards the mat. From here, squeeze the elbows back, hands are 1 inch off the ground, and we're squeezing our shoulder blades together. Feet are quite active, but just resting down onto the ground, so toenails resting into the ground, and then just looking slightly up. So option one is to stay here, and that's quite an active stretch. And you should feel that in your upper back. Option 2, take the hands down to the ground and start to push up a bit. So here, what we're going to try and do is, rather than rolling the shoulders forward like so, we're going to try and pull the shoulders back and lift the chest. So this might be enough of a stretch. You may not need to straighten your arms. If you do feel like you need more of a stretch, you can squeeze your buttocks together, push your toenails into the ground, and then roll your shoulders down and back. So internally rotate your shoulders, pull them down your back, and then just slightly look up, maybe starting to straighten the hands. The arms rather. Deep breath here, in and out. Should feel nice stretch in your upper and lower back. And then slowly, ever so slowly, come all the way back down. Great, now we're going to stretch out into a cactus arm. So the right arm comes on a right angle here. And from here, it's just a simple left leg comes over. Now notice my right shoulder is staying on the ground. Don't lift the right shoulder up at all. Now that might be enough of a stretch there for you. If not, the right ear just comes on the ground and you let that left leg just go a little bit further away from you. So see how my left leg's starting to go a little bit away. But the right shoulder must stay on the ground. And you must have a right angle here. You'll feel a nice stretch in your upper deltoid and also in your pectoral muscle. Deep breath here. In and out. And from here, we're going to just roll back nice and slow. Now let's take that right arm all the way out straight. Keep the hand here, or if you like, you can roll the wrist up. Either way, push the hand down into the ground if your hand's out in front. Make sure your arm's straight out, so it's not up, it's not down, it's straight out, 90 degrees. And then from here, we're just going to take that left leg over and then the right ear down. You might be able to come a little bit further over this time. If that's not enough of a stretch, you might take the left arm up to the sky and maybe even down towards the other hand. But keep this right shoulder on the ground. And when you're ready, slowly rolling all the way back. And we better even out the sides. So this time, we're going to take the left arm out into a cactus, and I'm just going to come around to show you from front on. So we've got the left arm out. Notice the shoulder down here as we take left ear down, and then this might be far enough. If not, just go a little bit further. You should feel quite a strong stretch there in that left upper shoulder, pectoral area. And then from there, notice what the breath's doing. So are you starting to breathe fast? If you are, see if you can close your mouth and start to breathe nice and slowly in and out through the nose. And then when you're ready, taking that left arm straight out, spread the fingers or put the fingers together and thumb up. And take a deep breath in and out. You may come a little bit further over. You may take that right arm up and towards the left hand, even interlacing the fingers if you like. And then slowly coming back all the way around and then back into our cobra position. So option 1, staying nice and low. It's actually not necessarily an easier option because it's quite active. We're taking the elbows down. And then option 2, coming up a little way, maybe just this far, if you like, if that's enough of a stretch. Otherwise, you can even take your hands on blocks here to make it a little bit harder. If you'd like to, take your hips off the ground and just move around a bit here, feeling a bit of anything tight, just sort of move into it. And we're going to start flowing this a little bit. So from here, we're just going to come up into down dog. So I'm going to show you option 1. We come onto the knees, tuck toes under, come up to down dog, come back to the knees, and then back to cobra. Option 2, we're just going to go from cobra, a little bit harder, straight up into down dog. And then back to cobra. And then straight back to down dog. So just whatever option you like in your own time. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Just a couple more times. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to come into a short down dog. So walk the feet in a little bit more, and then we're going to bend the left knee, keep the right leg straight, and then switch it up. Right leg bends, and a couple more times. Left and right, left and right. From there, we're going to come into a bit more of a hamstring stretch, as well as a bit of a balance as well. So from here, we're just going to take the right hand 1 inch off the ground. Everything else stays exactly the same. So you can see my right hand's hovering. I'm going to take it back down and just show you what not to do. So when you pick up your right hand, don't let your hips or anything else move. A lot of people are going to do this. They're going to pick up their right hand, and at the same time their hips are going to go like this. So see if you can keep your hips, your left hand super steady, and just lift your right hand 1 inch off the ground. If you manage to do that, you can stay there, option 1, or option 2, hold on to the outside of the left ankle or calf, wherever you can reach with your right hand. Hold on, and then from there push more into the left hand, and then twist. Look under your left armpit if you like an extra challenge. Deep breath here, in and out. And then slowly coming all the way back, right hand comes down. Now remember, as we lift the left hand up, hover it, but don't move anything else. And then from there, left hand comes to the outside of that right leg. Push the right hand really hard. See how my right hip's starting to go forward here? We don't want that to happen, so pull it back so hips are even, and then start twisting, looking under your right armpit. Deep breath here, in and out. And then slowly coming back to where we were. Now feel free to repeat that, or if you like a little extra fun sort of challenge, we're going to take the right hand up and we're going to hold on to the left leg. So it's going to look like this. So option 1 is just to bend the left leg and maybe just touch the toe here or wherever you can. Option 2, you might like to hold the ankle and then kick the foot into the hand. So you can see I'm kicking the foot here into the hand and pushing that foot now quite hard into the hand. And I've got a phone call, so I'm just going to hang up on the phone. Keep going there. And hopefully that's still working. So here, we've got that right foot and we're kicking into the hand. So try and maintain that balance. If you can, kick up a little bit more. Look down just towards the mat and try not to fall like I just did then. Keep kicking the foot or holding the foot or the ankle. Just for a couple more deep breaths in and out. And then release. Switching. Right hand comes down. Left hand and holds the right foot or ankle, and then push the foot now actively into the hand and breathe. Inhale and exhale, and then slowly release. From here, we're going to sit back down onto the heels, tuck the toes under just like we did at the start, and then lean back a little bit more, waking up those toes. And we're going to counter stretch that by untucking the toes and lifting the knees. So be careful here, especially if you don't wear, if you wear shoes a lot, this might be quite tight on the front of the feet. You might only just sort of be lifting the knees to here. Wherever you can, just feel a nice stretch in the front of the foot. Deep breath here, in and out. And then slowly rolling all the way back up. Just a couple of cat-cows. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Then come into a 90-90 position here. Now this is a great one for your glutes, as well as not just stretching, but actually mobilizing the glutes. So here we want to have a 90-degree angle at the front. So let's put your left leg forward, and then a 90-degree angle at the back. Let's see if you can face the front here. So you're looking just over the front of your left leg. If you can, dorsiflex both feet, so bring the toes towards the shins. And then from here, take hands to the back of the head, and then we're just going to come down as far as you can so that you keep this 90-degree angle. Inhaling, coming down just to wherever you can. Keep the hands on the back of the head. And exhale, come all the way back up. Keeping both knees on the ground. Inhaling, coming down. And exhaling on your way up. Push that left foot into the ground. Both feet pushing into the ground. A couple more times here, so we inhale, come down. And then exhale all the way back up. On the last one, we're going to hold it down for a couple of seconds. So we inhale, come down, exhale and inhale a few times. Deep breaths in and out. And then slowly come all the way back up. Excellent. Let's see how we go on the other side. One side might feel a bit different to the other. So to transition here, rest the hands down. We're going to do this really slowly. So see if you can lift your right knee up without lifting your left knee. Eventually your left knee is going to lift, but see if you can transition across. So you're pushing your left knee down, you're taking your right knee up. You want to see as much as possible if you can do this really slowly. Now your left knee will start to lift up. Try not to lift it up too much, but it's going to come up. Slowly, slowly, work those adductors. Should feel quite difficult. Nice stretch and strength at the same time. And then transition into the other side. So you should feel your muscles working quite a lot here too. We've now got 90-90 on the other side. As much as possible. We've got this 90. Now, I should have mentioned, if you're starting to wobble here, you're allowed to put one hand down on the ground. Otherwise, get that twist over the front leg and then slowly come down, dorsiflexing both feet. Inhale, just to where you can, and then exhale all the way back up. A couple more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling down through the nose and exhale. On the last one, we're going to hold it for a couple of seconds. So inhale, come down. Don't hold your breath though, just breathe in and out through the nose. And then slowly come all the way back up. Excellent. Release the hands, and we're just going to do that same thing where we lift the left leg, lift the knee really slowly. Try and keep this right one on the ground. If you need to put your hands down, you can. Really try with all your might to get this left knee down to the ground or almost to the ground before you lift your right leg. It's hard, I know. Keep going. Use your hands if you need to, but otherwise really push this left knee down, and then slowly your right leg will come up. Excellent. And then keep your legs nice and wide here. So we're going to just work into the adductors a little bit more. So coming to a stretch here where it's not too strong, but you can feel it. So we're just going to come slowly forward. Now, most of us will just be resting here. If you find that you can come a little bit further forward, you want to get into a position where you can feel it, but no, it's not too strong. I'm just going to hold this stretch for a couple of breaths. So coming to a position where you feel quite comfortable. If you're quite flexible here, you might like to come a little bit further forward, but lead with the chest. So it's better to take the chest forward and come down nice and slow. Otherwise, just sitting up wherever's comfortable for a couple of deep breaths, in and out. And then we're going to finally finish off with a little side stretch. So we drop the right arm down, right elbow inside the leg, and then left arm comes up and over. So we might just stay here. All we want to do is feel a really nice stretch in this top part of the body. So anywhere from sort of the hip all the way up. Staying here if that's enough of a stretch. If you need more of a stretch here, you can drop the right shoulder down and then come all the way over. If you like, you can even hold on to your right foot and look up to the ceiling. But it doesn't really matter how far you go, just as long as you feel a nice stretch. If you do this one though, you'll get a nice stretch all the way down the body. Don't overstretch though. Deep breath here. In, and on the way out, let your top arm lift you up. Inhale and exhale, switching over to the other side. So see if you can sort of go as deep as you did on the other side. Important here, if you can, to keep the opposite hip down on the ground. Looking up to the ceiling if it's comfortable. Otherwise, tuck chin to chest and just look down. You don't want to put any tension in that neck. And then just relaxing into this stretch. Deep breath here. And let that top arm lift you all the way up. And final pose, we're just going to finish off with a twist. So the left foot comes in, right leg comes up and over. If ideally here, I want to see if we can get that right foot on the outside of the left knee. Now it's really important when you twist to have a nice straight spine. So lift up, lift the chest, and then most of us are just going to be here and taking a little twist towards the right. If you don't feel that enough, then you can take the left elbow on the outside of the knee, right arm comes up and into the spine to really keep the spine nice and straight. So see how it's pushing my spine nice and straight. So just staying here. You can take your hand through and hold on to your opposite hand if you need more of a stretch, but otherwise just lift that spine, tuck chin to chest, and look around towards the right shoulder. Try to actively push the right leg into the left elbow. Deep breath here, in and out, and then slowly coming back to the other side, switching it up. This time the right foot comes down, left leg goes up and over, right elbow to the outside or just here, and then that left arm comes in, tuck chin to chest. Go over the left shoulder this time. Deep breath here. In and out. And then slowly coming all the way back. Legs come out straight. Maybe come a little bit further forward. Stretch out those hamstrings for the last final stretch. Just coming down to where you feel like you're getting a stretch in the hamstring. You might just be up here and feeling enough of a stretch, and that's fine. That's perfect. You don't even have to work for your stretch. That's awesome. And then when you're ready, we're just going to lie down all the way onto the mat and relax here. You might like to take your legs, your feet together in Baddha Konasana, so your butterfly sort of legs, and just see if you can relax here for a couple of breaths. You might even like to lie here for 5 or 10 minutes before you get back to work. So do that and enjoy. And I'll see you on Friday. We're going to do a bit of a more of a core and resistance training workout. 20 minutes. You don't need any equipment. Of course, if you've got some, you can use it as well. But you should get enough of a workout without it. Let me know what time is good for you for Facebook Lives, and I'm going to put all of this onto our YouTube channel as well. So subscribe there, and I'll see you on Friday.